Good afternoon, girls and boys. Today our lesson is going to be on algebraic expression, factorized algebraic expression. Before we can start factorizing algebraic expression, we need to know what is a factorize. What is factorize? Factorize means the process of finding the factor. Example, if 3 multiplied by 4 is equal to 12, then 3 and 4 are factors of 12. We can also say that if 2 is a factor of 12, then 6 must also be a factor of 12. Factoring. Factoring means finding what to multiply together to get an expression. It is like splitting an expression into multiplication of simpler expression. Example, you have to write two brackets, what to multiply together, and the product, it is an expression. Here we're going to do also factorized algebraic expression that involve the common factor, a difference of two squares, and a trinomial. The first example is when we factorize fully 3x minus 3, we're taking out the highest common factor in the expression. The highest common factor in this expression, 3x minus 3, it is 3. It should be written outside the bracket, and then it will be 3 into x minus 1 and close bracket. Example number 2 is 4x squared plus 12x. You remember we're taking out the highest common factor. The highest common factor of 4 and 12 is 4. Of x squared and x is x. Hence, we have 4 multiplied by x, multiplied by x, multiplied by 4, multiplied by 3, and multiplied by x. All those highlighted in red are the common factor, the highest common factor. We take them out, it will be 4x into x plus 3. Example number 3. We have 3xy minus 18xz plus 12xe. Here also the highest common factor of 3, 18 and 12, it is 3. And the highest common factor of the variables there, it is x. Therefore it will be 3x. We're taking out the common factor as 3x, and then what is left, it is into y minus 6z plus 4e. Example number 4. 2y into x plus 1 minus 3 into x plus 1. Can you see a common factor or bracket? X plus 1 appear in both terms. Therefore, that x plus 1 becomes a common factor. Therefore, we're writing it first, common factor as into x plus 1. What is remaining? It is minus 2 minus 3. Therefore, the factors of the expression, it is into x plus 1, close bracket, into 2y minus 3. Number 5. The example is x into x minus 3 plus 3 minus y. You can see, not a common factor there. We can change this, we can change it, whereby we have 3 minus x, we affect by a negative sign. It will give us x into y minus 3 into minus y minus 3. And then you can see now inside the bracket we have the common factor, which is y minus 3. Therefore we're taking out that common factor y minus 3 and then we multiply by x minus 1. Here is an activity that we may complete after we have done this presentation. We have done the second one. Now come to the second factorization, which is called the difference of two squares. Can you find the product of into x minus 2 into x plus 2? When we multiply the first terms, it's x squared, and coming into the inner, it's minus 2 multiplied by x, it is minus x, and then x multiplied by 2, it is plus 2x. And then when you look at that, minus 2x subtract plus 2x, and then we get the answer, the product as x squared minus 4. This is a special case, a different sign. If you look at x squared minus 4, it's a different sign. The numbers x by x and the numbers minus 2 by 2, and the square root of x is x, and the square root of 4 is 2, is plus or minus 2. Therefore, we have different signs, whereby we're going to have x plus 2 into x minus 2. The difference of two squares continue. Factorize fully. When you factorize 4x squared, the example 1, 4x squared minus 1, look at the square. Open two brackets and factorize. When you open two brackets, we have 2x plus 1 close bracket into 2x minus 1. With example number 2, where we have 5x cubed minus 125x. Also, the common factor, they always come first, and thereafter you factorize. The common factor of the expression is 5x, and then inside the bracket we have a difference of two squares, of which we have x squared minus 25. We are able to find the factors of the difference of two squares inside the bracket, and then it will be 5x into x plus 5 into x minus 5. Example number 3. When you add the sum of the two squares, there are no factors. You can see m squared plus n squared. We add the two terms. There are no factors of that. We pass to number 4. Example number 4. We have into x minus 1 all squared minus 9. The same as look at the squares. Open two bracket. Then we have the new bracket to multiply all these terms. We have into x minus 1 close bracket plus 3. Also into the big brackets into x minus 1 close bracket minus 3. By taking out, by removing all the bracket, the big bracket, we will have x minus 1 plus 3 into x minus 1 minus 3. Then you simplify inside the two brackets. When we simplify into the two brackets, we'll have x plus 2 into x minus 4. This is an activity that you can complete for the difference of two squares. We go to the third factorization, which we call a trinomial. The trinomial has three terms. The general term for the trinomial is ax squared plus bx plus c. We will focus on the trinomial of the term x squared plus bx plus c. Then let's find the product of this example. The first term and the last term, we multiply the first term and the last term. When we multiply the first two terms, we have x squared. When we multiply the two middle terms, the inner and the outer terms, we have minus 3x and minus 2x. You can see we have minus 3x and minus 2x. And we multiply the last term, which is the last term, the outer terms, which is 2 minus 2, negative 2 by negative 3, it is positive 3. Therefore, you can see when we add the minus 3x and minus 2x, it is minus 5x. Therefore, the product of the expression is x squared minus 5x plus 6. What you must know when you write the product, the first term, product of the first term in each bracket, the middle term, sum of the product of the inner and the outer term, and last term, it is the product of the last term of each bracket. Now, how to factorize a trinomial? First, find the factors of the first term, which is x squared. We have x by x. Place them in the bracket. We place them in the first bracket and also in the second bracket. Thereafter, you write down the factors of the last term. And the factors of the last term in this example, it is minus 3 and minus 2. But when you have those factors of the last term, there are negative number. Once we add them, they must give you the negative number, which is the middle term. And then, which means now, the factors of x squared minus 5x plus 6 will be into x minus 3 into x plus 2. Those are the factors. The same way with the example number 2. First, find the factors of the first term, which is x by x, and find also the factors of the last term, which is minus 4 and 1. When you add minus 4 and 1, we get negative 3. Therefore, the factors of the second example will be into x minus 4 into x plus 1. Here is an example of the activity that you can finish and write it in your workbook to make sure you understand what the activity is all about. Thank you for the day. I think you have enjoyed the lesson. Thank you. See you again next time.